So as I'm sure many of you will already know, the System Override Collection event drops tomorrow, March the 3rd, and alongside this collection event, a brand new patch is coming to Apex Legends. And today there was a new Apex Legends dev stream where they went into detail about some of the changes which will be coming in this update. So in today's video, I'm going to break down all of the info that the devs did relay to us in the dev stream and talk a little bit about my opinions on this and what it could mean for the future of Apex Legends. If you do go on to enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more regular Apex Legends content and to be part of the 1k sub club. Thank you all so much for your tremendous support on the last video. I'm really glad you enjoyed it, and I'm definitely very excited for this Wraith skin as well. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that video as well. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first changes which will be coming in the latest update to Apex Legends are in fact legend changes, and of course we have been expecting these for quite some time now. However, there were some notable absences from these legend changes which I will also be mentioning, but first let's get into the changes which are in fact being made to the legends in this latest update. And the first one comes for Bloodhound, and he is getting a buff as his range of his scan is going to be 3 times further than it is currently. So you're going to be able to scan much further distances than you currently can. And of course, I know many people have been calling for a Bloodhound buff, so I don't think this was all that surprising. I definitely think this is much needed for Bloodhound, and maybe now we'll see him used a little bit more, depending on how good this new scan actually is. However, the one drawback to this new ability for Bloodhound is the fact that his activation speed for his scan has actually doubled, so it will actually take twice as long to activate. Moving on now from Bloodhound, the next legend to be receiving a change is in fact Gibraltar, and of course many people have been calling out for this as Gibraltar recently has been incredibly overpowered in the game. And of course finally the developers have responded to this, and all they have changed for Gibraltar is that they have lowered his arm shield from 75 HP to 50 HP. This to me doesn't seem like a very big change to Gibraltar, however I am definitely willing to give it a go and see how it plays in game. I know Gibraltar used to have his 50 HP arm shield and it wasn't necessarily as bad. This is definitely one we'll have to wait and see how it plays in the game. Now the final legend receiving a change is in fact Crypto, and it is a minor buff, and it is the fact that when Crypto goes into his drone, his primary weapon will be reloaded so that when he comes out of his drone, he will always be ready to fight. As someone who rarely plays Crypto, I can barely comment on this subject, but I do think it is a necessary change to Crypto as he is such a weak character in my opinion, and at least in this situation now, if he is found in his drone, he at least has somewhat of a chance to fight back if anyone finds him in a corner. But to me this seems a little bit pointless, but I guess again this is one that we'll have to see how it plays out in game. I was however very surprised to see that neither Mirage nor Octane received any kind of buff in this update. Mirage especially, in my opinion, is a legend which is extremely weak in comparison to other legends, and he's been screaming out for a buff for so long now, and I know so many Mirage mains are dying for Mirage to receive a buff because he is such a cool character, but his abilities draw him back so much. And even if it's only a small change to his passive ability, or if it's a bigger change to his ultimate, something needs to change with Mirage to make him more of a usable character in my opinion, and I know that a lot of people share this opinion also. I think many people were also expecting an Octane buff with this update, especially as Octane is receiving an heirloom, but this might be one that we can see coming in the future, as Octane in my opinion is such an underwhelming character, and definitely if you're looking for a movement character, Pathfinder is such a better choice. However, with his new heirloom coming out and all of the new cosmetics coming out for Octane, I would definitely be surprised if Octane does not receive a buff of some kind in the next update. However, I was surprised to see it not come out in this update. Moving on now from legend changes, there has been a huge update to the way that inventory will work after this update. These changes all stem from the fact that the developers are not happy with the amount of grenade spamming that is happening in the game currently, especially in competitive situations. So to counteract this, the developers have made huge changes to the inventory and how it works after this update. The new inventory will work as follows. Grenades will now stack at 1 instead of 2. There will be 2 additional inventory spaces available to us right off the drop, meaning that every backpack also gains 2 additional inventory spaces. So for example, you will now spawn in with 10 inventory spaces rather than 8, and white backpacks will move it up to 12, blue to 14, purple to 16. Alongside this, there will also be changes to the way that ammo and meds stack. Heavy, energy and light ammo will now stack at 60 rather than 80. Medkits will now stack at 2 rather than 3. Shield batteries will now stack at 2 rather than 3, and shield cells and syringes will now stack at 4 rather than 6. Personally, I feel like this is a bit of an unnecessary change to the way that Apex works, all for grenade spam. I'm all about the grenade stacks going down to 1, that's fine by me, but the developers believe that there's not enough grenades in the game if that's the case, without changing all of the inventory spaces and the way that ammo works. And in my opinion, just bring the grenades down by 1 and see how it works and see how the community reacts before changing all of the way that ammo stacks and med stack, because that's a lot of relearning for a lot of people to do, and personally I just think it's a lot of effort to go to all for grenades to stack differently. And personally I'm not a big fan of this change, but let me know in the comments below what you think of this change. The last brand new bit of information that we got, which is coming in the latest update, is the one that we have all been waiting for, and it is the fact that muzzle flash is finally getting an adjustment in this update. And I know so many of you will be excited about this one. We've all been crying out for a change to muzzle flash for so long now, and finally the developers have managed to get their heads around it. They have been able to update the way that muzzle flash works, and we can only wait and see to see if they have finally fixed it or if it even needs even more tweaking. But hopefully they fixed it in this update, and they believe that they have fixed it, so we can only wait and see to see how it plays out. But I'm definitely excited about this change. But guys, that is all I've got time for in today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more regular Apex Legends content. Until next time guys, it's been your boy Ashton. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye bye.